What's going on, Lucky Gamers? So, a lot of you have been asking me several questions like, when should you I3 a character? How much investment should you put into the resonance? What do you need? Because a lot of you are trying to get through AS, Artificial Somnambulism, and you just want to ensure the future of your accounts because, lack of resources, it takes a lot. And I know a lot of you have already gone into maxing out your characters and working towards that, which is really great, right? But a lot of you want to know kind of what a stopping point is. So I can kind of split it up this way, right? So for me, myself, where my account is, I most likely will be putting characters at like I2 level 50 because I'm going to be working on multiple characters for the most part, right? Like I don't have the energy and resources to I3 everybody quickly, right? So like, I have a lot of characters that are I2 and I've been working on my level 50s, like, I almost have a full row. So these last two characters, right? That's because I want to use different teams. I want to experiment with different people, right? If you're going to be one of those who, which is no problem at all, but if you're going to pretty much be like, all right, this is a team I'm investing into, I'm going to play with this team for a very long length of the game, and I really don't want to change it, then yes, you can go ahead and work on your I3 because that makes sense, right? Because the amount of farming and everything you have to do to get the character to I3 and then try to level them up to level 60 is a lot. Trust me, I've been trying to level a character on my CN account that's I3, my 37, and it's a lot of resources, right? So that's pretty much where I would say it would be. So like this team here, of course I have a lot of 3 stars and 4 stars, but like I2 level 50 is really what I want to stop with a lot of characters. Like Sotheby, because she's going to be on my poison team, I'm going to, eventually, yes, I3 her, but, I have other characters to work on. Like, we got Melania coming, and I just leveled up Druvis because I want to get her for the team too. I got Satsuki. Eventually, I'm going to have to do Charlie. Like, right? I have, like, just a lot of characters I have to work on right now. So that's why you guys really won't see a lot of I3s on my account. Because, like, I have to work on literally every single character. Like, right when I get Melania, we're, like, the first couple of days, like, we're going to work on leveling her. Then I have to go to Pickles, right? And then after Pickles, I have to go for Tooth Fairy, Changeling, so on. So like it's hard for me to get I3s, but but that's because I want to try different teams, show you guys different teams at I to level 50. I3 is gonna be like the extra sprinkle on top when it comes to the characters, like unlocking that full bit of the kit. For some characters it's very vital, like Centurion, she gets like the ability to solo, like Druvis gets the ability to support a plant team, right? There's different characters that need it. And I'm not saying it's not important to me, but that's pretty much just what it is. So when it comes to resonance, right? How far do you go into, resonating your characters? So I'm gonna not use Sotheby as an example. So for instance, I have like Eternity, Arabies, the full Bacurian Balloon was source that I was using throughout the story. I mean, not the story, throughout Surface and Limbo, right? Most of these characters are going to be like around like level 5, of course, aside from the pool, and the Bacurian Balloon wasn't even upgraded. Level 5 was kind of a really good spot for me to stop. Got a great bit of damage. I was talking to I Am Rivenous. I talked about him on my stream. Going to be talking about him a lot because he does a lot of the math and stuff. And we talked for a long time. The amount of bonuses that you get for just Resonance level 5 is kind of crazy. He was averaging it out to like some characters getting like almost like a 40% like just boost, because like in this game, the base stats mean a lot, which is why insight levels are really important, but also why resonant is important, and then having psych cubes and everything leveled as well. So you really want to make sure that you have a base, your base stats really high. So am I saying insight 2 level 50, resonance 5 is a good stopping point? If you're gonna be working on a lot of characters, like, yeah, it's decent. You can. Some people also say 7. They like to stop at 7, right? For characters like 3 stars, I went ahead and leveled up his resonance because it's lower. A lot of people ask me like, oh, how much lower is it? Well, it's it's just the fact that it's like, I mean, the easiest way to say it's significantly lower because the amount of materials, like honestly, that it takes, is kind of crazy. Um, like typically almost like double, right, for certain characters. So if we just look at it here, so I need 16 of this green, 5, and then 3, and it's 200k. We can look at the Cure and Bloom. She needs 4, 6, and 2, and it's 120k, right? Some gonna be like, oh, it's only 80k, but that could be like a lot of farming. This extra 4 for this material, that could be a lot of farming. Like it's the small things that matter. It's the small things in these materials where if you need 2, 3, or 4 less, like for those of you who've been farming, that could be a lot of energy. That could be hundreds of energy, especially for that 80k, and if you're free to play, right? So that's the difference from like 5-star to 6-star, and then of course, getting a 3-star to 4-star to IT level 50 is like even lower. So it's just those small things, right? And when you are upgrading your characters to I3, a lot of people ask, should I upgrade such and such character to I3? It really depends on the character that you're upgrading, right? So like if we look at Sotheby versus Eternity, aside from the portraits, right? Don't put our portraits. But like think of how integral important the I3s are for each character. As you guys know who use Sotheby, Sotheby's I3 allows her to pretty much like insta heal, like always have her heal, right? Like that's what you want. You pretty much can just give an instant heal. For those of you who are using Sotheby, a lot of you don't like her because she can't heal instantly, right? So the I3 allows you to get that, but that's a lot of investment into a character that you are already so on. So that's why, like, when I tell people like about even getting Sotheby, like you have to make sure you like the character, because I mean I3 is a lot of investment. Even I don't have her and I love her, right? But it's just a lot of investment, so you have to be careful. It's not like Eternity, right? Eternity on her I3, she is able to get basically a better amount of stacks, right? So she's able to solo a lot better, right? She does more damage. To me, for Eternity, like, this is a nice upgrade. Now, somebody would probably argue with me in the comment section. Like, this is a nice upgrade, but I don't see it as, like, a complete hit changer for me, right? Like, I don't see this as, like, a complete game changer for Eternity, because Eternity isn't even a main character that I'm wanting to focus on, right? This allows her to solo a lot of content by having the I3, but having her I2 level 50 with a good team around her, like, is fine, because I'm not trying to solo content necessarily right now with Eternity anyways, right? I'm just showing, Eternity off at a team because that's what most care about, right? Ignore Inquisitive Deer here. But that's mainly what I'm like going for with my Eternity. I'm not trying to solo the game. She can solo the game, but I'm not trying to with mine, right? Because I'm going a different focus, right? So like those are just different things you have to determine to your character. Some people who have Anna and Lee, they're like, yo, I want to I3 her. Like, how great is her I3? Like, her I3 gives her, extra bonuses, allows her to be, to have, to where she switches between her 2 modes, a lot better. She has, like, better damage and stuff. Like, that's there for you if you're using your Anna and Lee, especially for that. Like, for me, like, with an Anna and Lee, she'll be I2 level 50 because, like, I'm not necessarily trying to make a DPS one. And my Anna and Lee is there for universal moments, not necessarily for specific teams, right? So, like, if I'm going for a character that I want to tailor specifically to the team, like Bcure and Bloom, right? Bcure and Bloom is going to be the reality damage person. I'm going to put more investment into Bcure and Bloom because, like, whenever I'm using a reality team, I'm going to see her, and use her more often, right? It's just something as simple as that. When you look into investing your characters, like Bcure and Bloom is one of the 5 stars that is like, in this, that's not a DPS. That's really worth the I3, right? Because she just gets crazy damage, crazy damage. So, and I know I'm kind of just rambling on this, guys, but this is just something like hopefully while you're chilling you can listen to, because it's just kind of my thoughts like on when it comes to what you want to upgrade. Like it's, I'm not saying I can't answer your questions. I just want those thoughts to be in your head, like, you know, when it goes to upgrading your characters, like what is your plan for your squad? What's the plan for your team? Like, are you trying to get a one and done team where you just have, you know, you're 3-3, you have your two teams and you're done, or are you going to be like really wanting to test different things? And you know that kind of determines the type of investment that you're going to go, right? Are you going to be a reality damage user and try to min max? Are you going to use mental damage characters? Are you doing crit team? Are you doing poison team? Are you wanting to do a petrification team? Are you wanting to do some sort of control team, debuff team, anything like that? Like once you find your goal, then you can determine how much investment that you want to put into your characters, right? But guys, that's pretty much all I had for this video. Just kind of like more of a thought thing for you guys to help you out. And if you have any more questions on this, or if you want me to talk more about these things, let me know down in the comment section, because I was talking with I Am Ravenous, and we were thinking of like, you know, a kind of podcasty type style. But he wanted me to ask you guys. And so if these are things that you like to hear, things you like to talk about, definitely be open to doing more discussions like that. Because I know that there's a lot of like things out there saying, oh, go this way, go that way, you know, really try to min-max. There's some people who just really want to just have some fun, try different things, or to see how different things work, get things tested, and have different opinions. Like that's what, you know, that space will be for. But and like the video, guys, if you enjoyed the video, sub to the channel, because I am putting out consistent R99 content, and I just want to make sure it's good content, right? So that's why I always tell you guys, let me know in the comment section, because I want to try to give you guys the best content that I can. But anyways, I'm gonna go and get out of here. You lucky gamers, have a good one. Lucky Lux out.